Hi everyone, this is Tommy here. So, you may saw my last video about my PlayStation games collection. So, here's part 2 of my PlayStation games collection. So, today I'm going to show you the PlayStation games I haven't showed you in my collection. So, anyways, let's get started. Now, first off, we have Toy Story 2. The game that is based on the Pixar movie of the same name. Well, I have the PS1 version of that game because I haven't played this game for a very long time. So here's the disc and the instruction manual. This was based on one of my favourite Pixar movies of all time and one of my favourite movies I watched as a kid. Well, I was 9 when I first saw that movie and it was actually quite good. Still a great game based on the best movie of the Toy Story franchise. Next up is Gran Turismo. This is a good old classic racing game on the PlayStation. And this is one of the best-selling games on the PlayStation. And next up, there's a sequel, Gran Turismo 2. And coming up next, there's Tetris Plus, a Tetris game. It was a bit challenging, but it looks fun to play. Next game is Colin McRae Rally. My brother used to play that game a long time, and it was fun. And next up, there's a sequel, Colin McRae 2 Rally 2.0. Another racing game, indeed. But next up, G-Police. This is a flight simulator game. So there's a front, there's a side, there's a back. Like the original Collie Wars, this game lasts 2 CDs. It was still a classic. And next up, I know if I like dinosaurs or anything that is prehistoric, there's Dino Crisis. It's kind of like Resident Evil, but with dinosaurs. And this game was developed by Capcom, and this was released in 1999. And next up is Dino Crisis 2, the sequel to Dino Crisis. And this game was developed by Capcom, the company that made the Mega Man games and the Street Fighter games, as well as the Darkstalkers games. So next up is Parasite Eve 2, developed by Squaresoft, the company that made the Final Fantasy games. And next up is a war game, Medal of Honor, developed by DreamWorks Interactive and Electronic Arts. And next up, Medal of Honor Underground, developed by Electronic Arts, but now it's EA Games, Challenge Everything. This is a FPS game like Doom and Wolfenstein 3D and Call of Duty. Coming up next in my collection is Final Doom, a first-person FPS game, just like the original Doom Wolfenstein 3D. And next up is the one that started the popular skateboarding series of video games, the original Tony Hawk Skateboarding, or the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater. This game has got an amazing soundtrack. You can play as Tony Hawk and the other skateboarders. Still a fun game. Coming up next, another FPS game is Duke Nukem, or Duke Nukem 3D. This is actually a Doom-like game. pretty hard but fun to play. And coming up next is a game that started off one of the most underrated video game franchises, and a game that started off as a fighting game, the original Dynasty Warriors. Well, unlike the next upcoming Dynasty Warriors games that came after that, this is a fighting game rather than a Musu game. It doesn't look as good as the upcoming Dynasty Warriors games, but it looks fun to play. Next up, Vigilante 8. Developed by Activision. The one that made MechWarrior 2 and Pitfall 3D. Here is the front. There was the side and back. And the instruction manual that has the ad for Pitfall 3D, Beyond the Jungle. Next game in my collection is Fear Effect 2 Retro Helix. And next is Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Next game in my collection was the Tomb Raider saga, including Tomb Raider 1, Tomb Raider 2, Tomb Raider 3, Tomb Raider The Last Revelation, and Tomb Raider Chronicles. Both of these games are amazing, and the last two Tomb Raider games on the PS1, they're not as good as the first three, but they're pretty challenging. But still a pretty fun game, but still great. And now the last PlayStation game in my collection is Army Men 3D. This is a game of the Army Men series. This is the front, this is the side, and there's the back. This game was released in 2000, which came out in the same year as Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Real combat plastic men. Like the Medal of Honor games, this is an army game. And here's the disc and the instruction manual. Oh, the instruction manual's there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed my PlayStation games collection from my last PlayStation collection video and this PlayStation collection video. So, it has been an honor celebrating the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation by showing you my PlayStation games collection, you guys. So, have a safe week. Stay strong. Have courage and be kind. So, in a couple of weeks left, Christmas is coming. In a couple of days. So, see you next time.